I remember going by the studio at 799 7th Avenue. He was in the studio with Phil Ramone.
Following the death of iconic producer Quincy Jones, fans are revisiting a 2018 interview that stirred controversy for his unfiltered opinions on the Beatles and U2. Known for his towering legacy in music production, Jones, who had worked with the likes of Michael Jackson and Frank Sinatra, had harsh critiques for two of the world's most beloved bands, describing the Beatles as the worst musicians in the world and questioning U2's musical output. In the interview with Vulture, Jones shared his first impressions of the Beatles, bluntly stating, "They were no playing motherfuckers." Reflecting on his initial encounter with Paul McCartney, Jones added, "Paul was the worst bass player I ever heard. And Ringo? Don't even talk about it." Jones recalled a particular recording session where Beatles producer George Martin had to step in to help Ringo with a challenging drum part. After 3 hours of attempts, Jones suggested Ringo take a break, during which they brought in jazz drummer Ronnie Verrell, who finished the part in just 15 minutes. When Ringo returned, thinking he'd nailed it, Jones famously told him, "Yeah, motherfucker, because it ain't you." Despite his criticisms, Jones noted that Ringo was a great guy and maintained his admiration for the Beatles' impact on music. However, his comments sparked a mix of laughter and outrage among fans, even leading McCartney to recall Jones calling him to apologize. In a humorous recollection, McCartney described receiving a call from Jones, who claimed he never said those words about the Beatles. "I get a phone call. Is this Mr. McCartney? Yes. Quincy would like to speak with you," McCartney shared. "So I said, 'Hey, Quince?' And he says, 'Paul, I didn't really say that thing. I don't know what happened, man. I never said that. You know I love you guys.'" The two ultimately laughed off the incident, with McCartney jokingly telling Jones, "You know what I would have said? Fuck you, Quincy Jones." In the same interview, Jones also offered opinions on U2, noting his admiration for frontman Bono, but expressing doubts about the band's music. He commented, "I love Bono with all my heart, but there's too much pressure on the band." He acknowledged Bono's humanitarian work, which included Jones's collaboration on global debt relief efforts, calling it one of the greatest things I ever did. After the interview sparked backlash, Jones later apologized publicly, saying his daughters had intervened. Reflecting on the exchange years later, McCartney acknowledged Jones's influence and artistry, remarking, "I love Quincy, even after this. He's a crazy motherfucker, but I respect him. He's done a lot of very good things,